morning, everybody. We're going to get started here in just a couple minutes. A couple of reminders. One, if you are a Branch 4 resource in November or Oscar, your briefing takes place at the Lakehead Camp. Once again, if you are a November or Oscar resource, your breakout takes place at the Lakehead Camp. If you are a branch director or division soup, please find your way to the front couple of rows. We've got a spot reserved for you. Once again, utilizing the QR code, you can find electronic copies of the MAP products as well as the IAP. Start filing on down, plenty of seats in the front. Find a place where you can either observe the monitors at the back of the briefing area or the briefing board. We'll get started here in just a couple minutes. Good morning, everybody. It's 0700. This is the operational briefing for the CARR incident for the operational period of August the 11th through August the 12th. If those of you in the back can move forward, find a place where you either can see the monitor, where you can hear, or you can see the briefing area map. Make sure that your radios are turned down and your phones are muted. Before we get started with an update on current conditions and the rest of the briefing, this is the second shift. 2 days ago, Andrew Brake, a mechanic assigned to this incident, died in a traffic accident. 2 weeks ago, the City of Reading Fire Department lost Jeremy Stoke while assigned to this incident. Let's take a moment of silence for both of them, for Jeremy's wife and his 2 kids. Thank you. We'll get started with a current update on conditions.
Good morning, Felix for Operations Section Chief, Night Ops for Incident Management Team 1. So a couple things we had, yesterday we finished the firing down in Alpha. We controlled that area. We had a couple little flare-ups along the line. Those were secured and handled up in branch 1 there. Coming to branch 2, looking at Bravo, they completed that burn about 1700 yesterday afternoon. They did have about 6 spots around the break. They secured all those. I think the biggest one was a half acre. Branch 3, DF, H, and I, looking real good. They just continue to mop up and secure everything to the lines, probably about 300 to 500 feet in. As we get up into Mike, up here at the break, we had numerous spots in there, about 1700 last night. They secured all those. They're still working them as we speak. And so that was right up Onion Ridge, just right in that transition there at the corner. So that was from there to about the middle of Onion Ridge where the spots were. As we go into branch 4, this is where we had a lot of activity. We did a little bit of firing down toward the lake here, toward the inlet there. We ended up finished firing at about 3:30 this morning. Everything held. We got about 300 to 500 feet depth. It worked out very well for us and picked up a little bit more this afternoon or this morning, and it helped us. As we come into branch 5, Division Popham, we tried to fire from 86 to 47. The winds weren't cooperating with us, so we ended up holding off, and we picked it back up about midnight and brought this around. We connected this. We still have a little bit more firing to do in that area, but the winds, hopefully when we get the opportunity, we'll take advantage of it. Thank you.
Please turn to page 1 of your IP. As a reminder, I know we're getting new people, and some of you have been here for several weeks now, but take the time to review both the management and control objectives during your breakout sessions and your tailboard sessions with your troops. Thanks.
All right, good morning. Incident meteorologist Ryan Walburn. So the red flag warning does officially continue through 11 p.m. tonight. So through 11 o'clock, we're still under red flag conditions. Last night, the cold front kind of went through. This morning, you should realize that we're kind of at better conditions in terms of less smoke and whatnot. So that's kind of the first watch out situation. Southwest winds aloft, giving us really clear skies to our west, help the fire kind of ventilate. In terms of wind direction throughout the day, southwesterly, not nearly as strong as yesterday, so we're not too concerned about that. Maybe gusts 10 to 15 during the afternoon. Haynes index goes down to a 4, so we're less likely to get plume-dominated winds or fire behavior. In terms of the winds aloft, they do remain strong, so just kind of be aware of that from the southwest. As you roll into night operations this evening, realize that we're going to want to get a pretty good north wind coming down Shasta here in the I-5 corridor. So for you guys in Papa and whatnot, be aware of a wind shift. And for cleaning up down in Bravo, again, get some nighttime drainage winds out of the north that we haven't seen for a couple days, so be aware of that. Thanks.
Good morning, Don Bursay, Fire Behavior. Equilibrium moisture content, big words for 7 a.m., but what that means is with this waning red flag, it's going to take a little bit for these fuels to slow down again and build up some moisture. So let's talk about the inherent challenges we have within the fire area. They remain the same. We got ash pits, we have green slopes, we have green islands, we have potential for dust devils that could spin some hot debris across the lines and roll out. So for branch 1, 2, and 3, what I anticipate is just a creeping, smoldering type behavior down in there. Any area that could get ventilated with winds could pick up and you could get some activity. This is a sprinkler. This is not the way we do mop-up. Proper mop-up involves a tool and water with it to churn up that area. We still have a 92% probability of ignition anywhere around this fire area, so any new starts, any rollouts are going to build up fast, and you're going to have a mess on your hands without proper mop-up on this. Let's talk about branch 4 and 5 and what happened yesterday. Yesterday we had some firing operations going on here. This smoke covered this area and it tempered it very nicely. Today, these operations are done down here. This is going to be free air. I anticipate that this is just going to creep around and stay surface fire, but there are areas that are a little bit steeper in topography. There are areas that have slash buildup and fuel jackpots that could preheat the canopy and could get some short little runs in there and could have ember cast across the line in any of these particular areas above the fire line itself. So keep alert to that, 3/4 of a mile. Again, 92% probability of ignition. Be looking at the green today. As the sky clears, we should have better visibility to see that we have any sleepers out in this area here. Same activity down in the south end, and again, emphasis, good mop up. We have got some north drainage winds coming in tonight. When you look at your safety message on page 4 of the IAP, simply put, look up, look down, look around. Make it a safe day.
Morning, Elliot Allward, Resource Unit Leader Trainee. For branch and division roll call, please stand and raise your hand when called. Resource roll call will take place at the breakouts behind you. For branch 1, Davis. Division Tango, Harris. Division Yankee, Hayfron. And count. Branch 2, Turman. Division Alpha, Strike Team Leader off 9210 Charlie. Division Bravo, Wenger. Branch 3, Knoll. Division Delta, Wallen. Division Hotel, Reginato. Division Mike, Overshiner. And Boyd. Branch 4, roll call will take place at the Lakehead Camp. For Branch 5, Lauderdale. And Trainee Lada. Division Papa, Collins. Suppression Repair Row. Anderson Staging, Bidwell. And Lakehead Staging, Price. Thanks.
Good morning, Tony Brown, Incident Management Team 1, the operations. We're making great progress, we just got to keep it up. So branch 1, Division Alpha, Tango Union, Victor X-Ray and Yankee, continue to mop up, push in deep, just get that all pulled off in there. Moving into branch 2, Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie, same thing. Some of those are fresh firing operations. There's still a lot of work down in those drains down by Rainbow Lake and that area. Just clean them up, get around the structures, clean them in. Bravo had some spots out there yesterday when they were finishing up the firing operation from Bravo to Charlie. Get out there and grid that green, make sure we don't have any sleepers. Charlie, continue to get in there, getting that all mopped up. Moving into branch 3, Delta Foxtrot Hotel in India. Just get in there and get those mopped up. There's a lot of abandoned hose lines in some of these areas. We need to get in there and identify those and pull them out as time allows and get them hauled back in. Same thing around Whiskey Town Lake. There's a lot of abandoned hose lines. We need to find those, identify them, and get them out. Moving up into Division Mike. We had some spotting up here at that little triangle where we turned the corner on this thing. We need to get out there and grid all that area. Back in here, it sits on top of that ridge. We're getting influence winds from both ranges and the lakes. So it's shifting back and forth. We need to grid out that area really, really well. Moving into branch 4 with Nora and Oscar. A lot of work needs to be done in here still. We're getting some depth, but there's a lot of hot stuff on the line. We need to get all that stuff out. A lot of stump holes in there. Snags need to be snagged out. Clean them up. Bottom Oscar. We had that little firing operation last night. Get in there and get some depth. Make sure everything's bulletproof on the bottom. The contingency lines from this one moving north. This one moving across Mosquito Ridge. This one's about tied in. We just need to clean it up, prep a little bit more. Dozers push up them almost to the peak, and you get the masticators in there to clean that up and make sure we're all solid on top. If we get a heavy run, we don't have a lot of depth there to stop that spotting. And once it gets in the bottom side of this bowl right here, it's inaccessible country. We need to get in there and clean that up so it doesn't come out on us. The house has been secured, the acid mine's been secured, we're working on the campground down there. We're doing some aerial firefighting up in here, dropping some ping pong balls. We're going to keep on working on that and get this depth in here. Division pop-up, finish defining our operations across top, bring it down to the bottom, clean that up. Sierra, control mop-up. So my main message now is motivation. We talked about engagement earlier in this fire, now it's motivation. It's getting to the point where we've been here a long time, people are coming from other fires. We need to keep them going. This is where the hard work starts, this is where it's the hard part to keep going day after day after day. Be safe about it, take your breaks when you need to, but get them moving in there. This is when we're going to put this fire out. For the out-of-state resources, sometimes it's a little education. They haven't seen this kind of country ever before. Work with them and show them how to do the mop-up. Show them how to stay in there and get stuff done safely. Okay? Have a great day. Thank you.
Good morning. Matt Hill, Air Operations Incident Management Team 1. We'll have air attack up early. For fixed wing, we have 2 tankers on order. For rotary wing, we have 9 helicopters, water droppers. There'll be 5 heavies, 4 mediums, and then for hoist operations, if we need them, Copter 205 will be first up, and Guard 841 will be second up. Please monitor air to ground, bring your orders through division and branch, and make it a safe shift.
Good morning, Rock Guard Safety Officer for Team 1. So we're going to try something a little different today. And so every day we get up here, we're going to identify what the hazards are for you, right? So today I'm going to ask you a question. One question. And the first thing I get it right, I got something for you. So what's the number 1 hazard that you're going to be faced with today? Who said that? Right here? What happened? Negative. Congratulations. All right. So back to our regular program. All right. So today you're going to have 6 safety officers assigned to the incident. They're your branch resource. 2 of them will be a 12-hour resource. So to support your 24-hour operation up in branch 1, we're going to move the branch 5 safety officer down to help you cover that. All right, your IMAT, our fire behavior as well as operations talk about MAPA, ash pits. All right, so as you get further into this country up here, you're going to find some deep and some big ash pits. All right, be mindful when you're working in these areas. They can be up to 3 feet deep, 18 inches wide. All right, so be heads up on that. Additionally, drop point 32 to 34, you're still going to be using NIPSI Tag 5 for your traffic. All right, so as you're commuting up and down that roadway, make sure that you're using that channel so that way you can communicate for any resources that are coming up. And then lastly, along Division Charlie, there's a lot of loose dirt out there. All right, we got a lot of moving parts out here. So make sure that you guys are mindful about those roads. They're starting to slough off, and they're getting real soft out there. You guys have a good shift.
Hi, good morning. Grace Wickless, medical unit leader. On year 206, on page 41, we've got a change and also a correction that needs to be done. Medic 115, we're moving them from base camp. They're now going to be staging at Lakehead Camp on your camp. So that needs to be changed to Lakehead, right up there. They're no longer going to be staying here at base camp. Additionally, Medic 145 AMR will continue to be at drop point 55, and Medic 8 will be out at Lewis and Marina. Line assignments, we're still going to have multiple medics out there. Yeah, we're going to have 2 24-hour run schemes today. One out in Delta Foxtrot, and then one up in November. We still here at Anderson Camp, we still have the Expediters and MERT. And then we still have frontline medical down at Red Bluff. Thank you very much. I'm Citron.
Good morning, Jesse Morris Logistics. If you're new to camp, welcome. If you could please turn to page 59 in your IAP, you'll find locations for all of your logistical needs. And on page 62 are their times of operation. And as a reminder, a lot of how many lunches per person? 1 lunch per person. Those are 24-hour lunches. Okay, please continue to follow the traffic plan in camp. Park in the designated areas, sleep in the designated areas. And on page 46 in the CAL FIRE 101 form, is the 101 form on page 46, and those are for items you may have left on the line that got lost or stolen. You'll need to get that filled out, and you need a division group signature to get those items back out of supply. For excess hose or trash that are on the line, please request our backhaul for ground support. And if you are making line orders, please get those in as soon as possible. Don't wait till midnight to place that order. And lastly, no change in the comp plan today. Have a great shift. Thank you.
Good morning, Jason Chandler, Public Information Officer Training. Turn to page 50 in your IEP. Got some updated numbers for you. In acres, we're at 186,416 acres. We're at 55% containment. And we have 4,665 personnel actively working on this fire. You guys have been doing a really good job following the media policy. Just remember, before you post any pictures or videos, make sure that they are consistent with CAL FIRE's media policy. If you have media that comes to your division, want to ask questions, something that you're not able to deal with, feel free to go through the chain of command, and we'll get a PIO out there to help you with that. We also have lots of goodies from the community that they drop over at the PIO trailer. We have some podiatrists drop some insoles out, so if you're got the achy breakies on your feet, come over there and we got something for you. Also, we have a lost and found. We got wallets and watches, somebody's personal hygiene kit. So if your crew's been asking the last 3 days if you lost your toothbrush, we can help you. We got that over there for you. We also have mail service, so if you want to drop off any mail to get sent out, we also accept mail over there too. Make it a safe day.
Before we move to final comments with our ICs, a couple of reminders for finance. If you have a finance need, you can find them in the Fasara Hall. Refer to page 45 for their message. Please remember at the end of the shift to turn in your shift tickets and water use reports. There's a cooperators meeting at 1000 hours at the Shasta Hall. Please report there. Reminder for local government resources from California, please check in with OES. There's a demo notice on page 51 if you are demoing. Refer to that for your instructions, as well as there's a posting around camp for those that are demoing today. Please follow the schedule. On page 52, you'll find a training text back message. If you are a trainee and want credit for this incident, please check in with them. Once again, they are in the Fasara Hall as well. As a reminder, Branch 4 Resources, Division November and Oscar. You'll be briefing at the Lakehead Camp. You should be reporting there in the morning. If you are here, please find your way up there. A reminder, breakouts following the briefing. Please report your breakout areas promptly. Divisions and groups, please make sure you're taking roll call and downloading that information with Deputy Ops prior to leaving. Final comments from our Unified Commanders.
Good morning, everybody. Hey, I'm going to try and make 3 quick points this morning. First of all, as operations talked about that motivation. It's folks have been here a long time. It's been a tough grind. I want to just offer you one little piece of information that may help motivate you. Night before last, there was a public meeting in Lakehead. And your work, everybody who's looking up here right now, your work was recognized by the community of Lakehead with a standing ovation. So y'all need to know how much people in this community appreciate you in the way in which you conduct your business. So from them to you, thanks on their behalf. Second point I wanted to briefly make is values. What's the number one value at risk that we're here to protect and take care of? Life. That of our publics whom we serve and the brothers and sisters who we're working alongside of. So as you get tired, you go through decision-making processes today, please don't lose sight of that. The third little point I wanted to make is that whole notion of cumulative fatigue, grinding through things. Does anybody else here get a little cranky when they get tired? All right, I got one honest guy in this whole crowd. He raised his hand. My point is if you're tired, you're sleep deprived, and you think you're getting a little chippy, take a breath. It'll be all right. And let's be kind and good to one another. We won't have any problems. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mike Van Lovensells. I'm Deputy Incident Commander for IMT1. Tie right on to what Todd said. 2 challenges from me to you guys today. One's your personal well-being. Everyone's tired. It's been out here for 3 weeks, plus the other fires before that. I know for myself, I'm starting to get that tired. I'm starting to get that itchy throat. So if you guys are starting to feel that way, start taking care of yourself. Make sure you're hydrated. Make sure you're working with medical. Get the medications you need to get yourself better. And the third is that motivation. Or the second challenge I have for you is that motivation out there in the field. We're sitting here right now. We've got line around it for the most part, and we're starting to get there building depth and mopping up. Don't let your guards down now. I know everyone's tired. Let's pull deep. Let's pull together and put this thing to bed. So thank you guys. Have a great day.
Thank you, Chiefs. That completes the briefing. Please report to your breakout areas. Unassigned resources to the unassigned resource table to my right and your left. Thank you.